Happy Wednesday, you guys. Hopefully, you guys had an awesome rest of your Tuesday. Today, we are going to be continuing our note recognition so that when Mr. Isaac holds up this card, you can easily say, oh, that's G, Mr. Isaac. I know that. I don't even have to think of the acronym. All right. So, we're going to continue reinforcing this idea so that when the time comes to play our recorders, we are very, very prepared and we just need to practice on the fingerings and such, which we'll talk about at a later date. Okay, so if you are not on this page already that says Wednesday, because today is Wednesday, go ahead and do that now. I will give you a couple seconds before we move on. Remember, this video might be a little shorter because I'm giving you guys a little silence or a little time on your own to do the work without me always explaining the answers to you. And I believe it should take about 30 minutes still, even though you guys get the work done, but this is all trial and this is me learning or teaching you how to do notes over the computer. So it might take less time, it might take more. And if it takes more, I'm very sorry about that. We'll try to adjust if that becomes an occurrence. All right, moving on. So if you're following along, go ahead and click next in the Nearpod. Do now. So we're going to do a couple do nows here. Treble clef, lines, and spaces. All right, so first page is going to be all lines. The second page is going to be mostly spaces, I believe. All right, on this, fill in the missing notes for the lines of the treble clef staff. As you can see up here, I placed the picture in here for you so that when you guys are looking for these notes, if you forget or if you don't remember every good boy does fine or every good bear deserves fish, then you can just look up here, click this picture, count from the bottom to top, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and then find the note that's missing. Okay, find the missing note. So I'm going to go ahead and do a couple of these for you. I'm going to change the color here. I've been liking the blue color. All right, I'm going to do the first one for you as we did last time. All right, we're looking for a note from the bottom to top. We're going to count the lines. 1, 2. We're looking for a note on the second line. So I'm going to just show you how I would do it if I didn't remember the word. I would click this blue arrow and I would click this and I would see, oh, G is on the second line as well. Those notes look exactly the same. So we're going to put G right there. All right. And that's how you would get that answer so quickly if you needed help and you didn't remember the acronym. I'm going to do one of these down here with you. Remember, these are hard to see because the page kind of cuts off. So my apologies on that. But an easy way to get a quick glance is to single click the screen once and it'll kind of just go down for you there. And although you can't write in that box, what I want you to do is write just directly next to it. So I'm going to single click this and find out which notes or which line this note right here is on, the one on the left. Looks like it's on the third line. I'm double checking. Yep, it's on the third line. So I'm going to use the acronym this time on my fingers. Every good boy. All right, so if it's on the third line, we're looking for the third letter. That note is going to be B, and that's okay if your answers are right here, guys. I can easily see that. So just go ahead and write it on the right side of these boxes that are on the bottom here. I'll do one more with you, and then you guys can pause me and move on to the next do now. We'll do the one right here. This note is on the fifth line. It's on the very top, and I'll count from the bottom. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. It's on the very top. It's the fifth note, so I could do every good boy does fine. Fifth finger, fifth word, fifth note is F. Or I can click this picture again and see that the top line is the note F. All right, so go ahead and pause the YouTube video. Go ahead and finish this worksheet on your own, and when you are ready, click submit, and you can move on and press play on the YouTube video again. Okay, now that you have returned after pausing, hopefully, again, this is working. Like I said, this is all trial and error. We're just figuring this out right now. So if that was a smooth, hopefully it was smooth. If not, that's okay. All right. Second, so we're going to do the spaces this time. All right. And again, I have placed this picture in here for you so that you can easily see if you forget where that note is you're looking for. All right. So don't worry. Just take your time if you have to go back and click this arrow. It literally is the answer right there. It helps you out so much. All right. But don't use it if you don't need to. All right, we're going to do the first one again together. We're looking for the spaces this time, so we're not going to count the lines at all during this. We don't need to worry about the lines. We see here that we have a space, a note in the space, and it is in this second space from the bottom. We count from 1, 2, we find it's the second space in the bottom, and we're looking for that. What's that word for spaces? Space equals face. All right, so what's the second letter of the word face? We'll spell it in your head. A. F-A. You can spell it out loud. You can spell it in your head. When you spell things in your head, it kind of gets a little bit more solidified in there when I think about it. Yeah, I can feel that more when I think about how to spell the word face in my head. So F-A, or we look here and we also see that this note that's in the second space says A on it. So we put an A there. Same thing here for the bottom, guys. You can't really see fully, but you can understand that this note right here is in the first space. So I'm going to just help you with that one anyway. We one click and it kind of goes down for us, and we see that this note is in the first space. So we're looking for the first letter of the word what? The first letter of the word face, and the first letter of that word is F. All right. Or again, we can click this blue arrow and see that F is at the bottom there. I'll do one more with you, and then you guys can go ahead and complete this on your own. We have a note here on the fourth space. 1, 2, 3, fourth. Always bottom to top, guys. Always bottom to top, or you will have a very hard time understanding this. F-A-C-E is the last letter of the word face, or the fourth letter of the word face. And again, if you click this blue arrow, you can easily see that E is the top space note. All right. So go ahead and complete this worksheet on your own. When you are finished, click submit, and then unpause the YouTube video. For now, pause the video, finish the ticket, finish the do now, click submit, and then move on. All right, I'm going to move on now. You guys can pause or unpause if you're ready. We're going to practice just a little bit of drawing a treble clef. So we're going to take a break from the note identification. We'll do another exit ticket with some note identification, but we're going to take a break from that really quickly. All right, and just do a drawing a treble clef worksheet. All right, so again, you can click this picture and kind of get a visual idea of what the treble clef looks like. All right, if that helps you, you don't really need to because there's so many of them already on this page. But if you need a quick visual that's a little bigger, you can click this picture I posted for you all here. All right, so we're going to draw the treble clef sign. So the directions say trace these treble clef signs and then try to make a few of your own. So what you're going to do, you're just going to spend your time tracing it. You can even like completely do it, like completely make it this, and then take your line. It's very hard to do this on the screen. All right, so if you guys want to do it on paper, you can do it on paper to get a couple practice rounds, or you can really practice being good at drawing on the mouse pad here. So you can see how slow I'm going and how well it's being traced. You can practice doing that and being good at it, or if you have a mouse, I'm sure you could be much better at it than I am. All right, and I'm going to do all different kinds of colors here so that I can be differentiated. All right, I'm going to do every rainbow color. And again, just take your time tracing this. All right, and then I'll kind of give you a hint at the end of what or how to draw them a little easier. Because it is hard to draw these and to remember how to draw them. So I'm going to give you a couple hints on how I do it when I have to do it. All right. So again, I'm going to change the color. You can see here that I fill in this circle. That circle doesn't need to be there. It's just kind of showy and flashy. But you can make yours showy and flashy if you want. Mr. Isaac kind of makes his a little more on the simple side. So people can just know what it is without me having to do much work. All right. But get creative if you need to. All right. So what's the next color in our rainbow? Red, orange, yellow, Roy, G, green. All right. This one you got to practice a little more tracing because you can't see it as well. All right. And I kind of just did it the exact way I do it, which again I'll show you. Here after I get this one traced, I'm having fun doing this. That's why I'm taking a little time to do it. You guys can follow along in the tracing if you want while I'm talking. You don't have to really watch me do it, but you see Mr. Isaac was getting a little too confident with his skills, and then he messed up a couple times. All right, almost done with this one. And it is what it is. Okay, so here's my trick when I make these. Now, again, it is very hard to do this on computer, so don't be discouraged. Don't even, if it can't work out, draw it on paper and just practice. But how I do it, I start with a long J, and then the J only has like a tiny little loop on it. All right, at the top, I make the letter D, like my name. And then I bring it all the way around and I make sure that it's wrapped around this second line here, because remember in a couple of videos ago I said this is also the G clef. So we need to make sure that this line right here is the one that is circled. You see how all of them are like that? Let me redo it. All of them are like that. All of them go through the G line. That's why it's also called the G clef. All right, so when we draw ours, we need to make sure it's going through the second line from the bottom, which is the note G rests on. So again, I'm going to make one long line with a small baby loop at the bottom for the J. Looks like a little candy cane upside down. And then up here, I'm going to make a D, like a tiny D. Finish that circle, or finish that half circle to make a D. And then I'm going to wrap around the back. This I don't really have any tools for this. You just kind of do it. And then you wrap around that G line, and that's your treble clef. Don't worry if it doesn't look that great. That's okay. When you guys are finished or practice enough on that, go ahead and submit and move on. Pause me if you need to. We are going to draw notes on the staff for this. So earlier we were finding the notes and we were looking at the notes and then putting the letter under the bottom. Now we're given the letters and we need to find, or we need to place where that note goes, okay? So I'm going to go ahead and I didn't give you a picture for this one, although I should have. But we're going to use our acronyms for this one, all right? So we draw the given line note on the staff. So we're not doing any spaces here. It can be easy to get this F right here mixed up with a space F. This is a line F, all right? So it's not a space F. It's a line F. There are multiple kinds of notes on the staff. This one is all lines, all right? So if we're looking at F here at the top left, this is, we're looking for lines. So we're going to remember every good boy does fine. When we get to that F word, we know that it's on the fifth line now. All right, I'm going to show you how I did that. We have the letter F. We're doing only lines here. So we need to remember our acronym. Every good boy does fine. All right, every good boy does fine. So we're looking for that F word, and we found it. It's the fifth letter, so we draw a circle on that line. And I know it's hard to see. It's hard to see if there's a line going through it. Maybe I can make this smaller. Yeah, so I can make my pen smaller, and then it'll be much easier to see that there's a line going through it. So go ahead and do that if you haven't already. Make your pen smaller so that I can see that completely. So there's our F. All right, I'm going to do this whole first line with you guys so that we can get it a little bit easier here. Every good boy does fine. We need to remember that every time. Just do it with your fingers. Every good boy does fine. Now we're looking for E. Which of our letters starts with E? Every. The first letter. So we do the first line from bottom to top. All right, remember these lines from bottom to top are 1, 2, 3, 4, and then the last one is 5. All right. Let's do the next one. B. All right, so we're doing our acronym again. Every good boy does fine. Which letter starts with B? Which number? Every good boy. The third number. So we're going to the third line and putting a circle on it. All right, and our last one, D. All right, we're looking on the lines only. Every good boy does fine. We're looking for the word that starts with D. Every good boy does. Does. And how many fingers do we have up? 4. So it goes up on the fourth line. All right, that's just a quick idea of how to do it. Again, I should have put the picture for you so it can be easier, but now we're getting a little more independent. So you guys need to make sure you're using that acronym to get all of these correct. Go ahead and pause me now until you are finished with this worksheet. Once you submit, you can unpause and move on. Moving on, if you are already done, remember to pause me when you can. But if not, that is okay. This is our exit ticket. All right, complete the exit ticket and resume lesson tomorrow. So this is the last thing you're doing. All right, draw the treble clef staff note. Draw the notes on the treble clef staff, and these are the spaces this time. All right, so we're working with spaces here. So when we think about these, I'm going to help you out with a little bit of these and then move on. We're thinking of spaces. We think of the word face. All right, we think of the word face and we know how to spell it, F-A-C-E. So now we have our numbers down, F-A-C-E, 4 letters, 4 numbers. All right, we're looking for A. So when we think about it, we spell the word face. F-A, how many fingers do I have up? 2, so we put it in the second space. All right, remember I need to make my pen smaller. Awesome. All right. Let's just do the whole top line again with you guys. So we're looking for the word. We're thinking of face the whole time because we're working with spaces here. We're thinking of the word face the whole time. So when we spell out word F-A-C-E, we're looking for F. F. I only have one finger up, so I'll put it in the first circle or the first space. Sorry. Same thing again with C. F-A-C-E. F-A-C, third letter, third space. And E, remember this is spaces, so we're not working with lines, otherwise it will be on the first line, but this is all spaces. F-A-C-E. F-A-C-E, 4 fingers, fourth space. Go ahead and complete that work, you guys. I know you guys are getting this down much quicker than maybe we did last year, which is great. I have full confidence that you guys are understanding this. Once you get that done, go ahead and click submit. You will come to the exit page, and it says stop. On that page, you will be done, and you can wait until tomorrow to finish our week lesson. Other than that, Mr. Isaac has 3 things for you. You are kind, you are smart, and you are important. Have an awesome day, and I hope to see you guys so soon.